Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys know, if you followed me on all the rest of my social media platforms, I was at IMATS this past weekend. Like this if you were there too. Well, I went on Friday, which was pro day. So if you are a esthetician, makeup artist, if you get paid to do any sort of service in the beauty industry, you can go on pro day. And you know, you don't really see like a lot of YouTubers there, which I heard like Saturday, Sunday was a little bit rough with that. But you know, it was really fun. So now we're gonna go and take a look at what I got. Can you see that? That says Sigma. To be honest, I wasn't really planning on shopping at Sigma. I've heard mixed reviews about their products. But I kind of glanced at a couple of things and really decided that I was going to give some stuff a try. If you guys are big fans of Sigma, if you really enjoy their products, or if you have other opinions about it, please let me know. Let me know what you think about them. I kind of go and tread very lightly around like makeup brands that are really driven by YouTube gurus, and I just really feel like in the last 4 years Sigma has certainly gravitated towards that particular demographic. And I don't know, I just kind of tried really lightly, and I have a lot of friends that are in the industry, and a lot of people were telling me that they didn't enjoy a lot of their products. They thought their face brushes were less quality, and their eye brushes were kind of okay. So what I decided to do was tread really lightly, and I signed up for their I signed up to be a pro partner. I haven't been accepted yet by all means, but they give you this little package after you sign up, and it kind of includes just like information about their pro product, and it also includes like sample like travel brushes for you to try. And so I'm gonna kind of work with them and just like, I don't know, play with them and see if I really like them before I purchase anything else. The last thing in here is something that I think my mom really had the biggest influence on me purchasing, because she complains about me washing my brushes constantly, and because I work in the field, like I really am washing my brushes a lot. But I purchased the Sigma Spa Brush Cleaning Mat. I don't know if any of you guys have this, but it's a mat that you can actually lay in your sink. And it's all sorts of different textures to help wash any brushes that you may have. And there's like 4 different textures on there, so that the different places that you wash will help with like different kinds of brushes. This was $22, and I thought this is kind of worth it to really have like in my possession, just because I am washing my brushes constantly. It actually has 7 textures, not 4. The next thing I got is I got a Z palette, and I almost bought the double-ended one, but then I kind of just was like, I don't know like how long I'm gonna take to really like fill this. But what a Z palette is it's similar to just those MAC palettes that you can fill up yourself. However, there's no limit to how many, like you can put a lot more shadows in this one because there's no dividers. And it also has like a clear front so that you can see what's in it. And I got the purple one because purple is my favorite color. If you don't know that, you should know that. And I also like how you can, if you're traveling, you can put like a whole look like right in one palette. So you can put like some eyeshadows that you would use all the time, some blushes, a lip thing, whatever. You can travel with just this and you got your look on you. When I meet with people who ask me about freelancing and what I use as far as foundations, I always tell them that I use the Graftobian High Definition Cosmetics Cream Foundation Palette. This is just the best way to save and declutter your kit. Carrying a bunch of bottles and tubes and everything like that is just not worth it, honestly. And I was with a bunch of my friends from work who came with me, and they were all just like, what are you using? Like, what is this? They didn't know. They were like, oh my gosh, they were feeling and swatching the foundations and just thought it was like the best thing in the world. And honestly, it is. They are HD, which means like their coverage is amazing, but you can look through an HD lens and it just looks seamless and beautiful. And they're photographing like so beautifully. I'm so happy that I chose this palette to use, and this is like my 5th one. Normally they go for about $80 online. I usually get them at CameraReadyCosmetics.com. I got this for $65, which was really awesome. And I was telling myself that I wasn't going to repurchase this if the deal wasn't that great, and I thought like $65 is kind of worth it. I'm very, very excited about my next product that I'm going to show you. It's the Jaclyn Hill's Morphe palette. Jaclyn Hill is a YouTuber on here who is just so popular, and she's just doing so well on YouTube. I look up to her immensely. She's one of my favorites. And she collaborated with Morphe, which is another YouTube like generated brand, really. Like, people just get behind it. When you're a YouTuber, when you're a beauty guru, whatever, like, you get behind a certain company and then it just explodes, and that's just what happens. But just seeing the fact that they are much more affordable than other brands, I just was like really looking forward to trying this. So here's my Jaclyn Hill palette. I was super excited to see that they had them there at the Morphe booth, because I wasn't quite sure, because they have been out of stock forever. It was $30 at IMATS. I don't know if that's discounted. I don't think so. But I'll just give you a little rundown. The casing is very Coastal Scents like. I think honestly that's fine. It's like a slim black case. And inside, if I can open it, it's hard to open. Inside, Jaclyn Hill just, you know, put all her favorite eyeshadows from Morphe on them. And I've swatched a couple, and honestly, they're so beautiful, and they swatch so beautifully. And I am so excited to do some looks for you guys with this. So definitely comment down below and tell me what you'd like to see. Definitely like these oranges and stuff like that. I would never pick them for myself. I would never wear like a green like that. I am such a neutral girl. But I think my channel could use a little more color. So we're gonna branch out. Also from Morphe, I picked up some brushes. I needed a contour brush. I don't have one, and I'm actually planning on doing a tutorial on how to use the NYX contour palette, which I had purchased from work a while ago. But I got Morphe's G30 contour brush. It's the silver, like, dark chrome-like brush. A very lightweight brush. I was expecting it to be a little bit more heavy, but it feels really sturdy, and I love the shape of it. I love that it's flat, and I love that it's like cinched here so that you can really get into the contours of your face and buff it out. And it's also synthetic, so you're gonna get a nice lighter application with this once you start blending out. I also got a new bent eyeliner brush from Morphe. It's the B76. I don't really, I'm kind of getting over the e.l.f. one that I've been using forever. And this one actually, the bristles actually taper, so you get a better line and a better like wing on that, more sharp. So I'm excited to start using this and go back to using cream because I was getting so frustrated with my wings not looking sharp enough that I started using like a Smashbox liquid liner pen instead, because it just wasn't working for me. I also got the B20 angled brow brush, and I liked the way it just felt stiffer, and I think you can get like a nice like, you can get like sharp lines and also like more feather-like strokes with this, rather than a softer brush which would look just like, you know, meh. I got a flat concealer brush. This is the B10. This one feels a little bit more synthetic, like the Sigma. I don't know. But I just needed something to really like place concealer and blend it out really nicely. And then the last brush that I have from Morphe is the E27. This is their Fluffy Dome blending brush. It looks a little big for me now that I have it out of the packaging. I have very small features, very small eyes, but I think it'll work out. And if nothing really works out for me, I always just place it in my kit because it's just easier that way. They also gave you the brush cleaner for free with Morphe, which was nice. This is a good travel size to keep in my kit. For my professional kit, my favorite setting spray is the Model in a Bottle, and I got the super size for $28. This stuff is just, when you need your client's makeup to last all day, there is no other setting spray that can do this. I've tried the Urban Decay, I've tried Scandinavia, I've tried them all, and nothing works universally like this. People have different types of skin, and different products work differently for everybody. This is the only one that I've had across the board, like people telling me that they've literally had to scrape off their makeup at the end of the night. And that is what you want to hear from a client. You don't want to hear that they had to powder themselves. You don't want to hear that they had to like retouch their liner or their, you know, whatever. The only product you should be hearing about them retouching is their lip. That's the only thing that you really can't guarantee that's gonna stay. I completely recommend this product, completely, as a makeup artist. Candy Johnson was the first to talk about it. I gave it a try, and I completely agree with her. There's no other setting spray that I would use in my kit. Next, this was like the last stop that we had made, and I was totally ready to get the hell out of there because it was just getting so crowded, and crowds and like just loud kind of area, like venues, really make me kind of a little nervous. So I was just like, I'm getting overheated, let's go. But then everyone just kind of stopped in their tracks when they saw the Beautylish booth, and they were showing the Bioderma cleansing water. Now this stuff, I have never tried a cleansing water before. I keep hearing about it. We sell a couple at Ulta, and I was just like, all of a sudden just like, I had like tunnel vision for this booth, and I just needed to go and check it out. And you'll see a little bit later, like we were swatching all sorts of stuff from like LA Splash and stuff, so we had tons of just swatches all over our hands from the day. And this stuff, the sensitive H2O formula, takes it off. For $19, they gave you the big size, and then they also give you a small travel size, which is going in my kit because I think this is perfect. There's no oil in it, so you can put it on a Q-tip and just like fix little mistakes in your client's makeup, and you just pat it dry, and then you can just go ahead and reapply and touch up over it. So there's no like awkward like surfacing where you feel like you can't ever get that to look exactly the way you want it to look. Next, we're going to talk about some lip products that I got. I honestly was so interested in just replenishing my kit, and then I was hearing a lot about LA Splash on Instagram and Twitter, and people were going basically orgasmic over their liquid lipsticks, that they're waterproof and they don't budge. So they were having a 6 for $60 sale, and basically I just realized that I only have 5 here, so I think they charged me for a 6th one that I don't have. But the colors that I got are Latte Confessions. Oh wait, I did get 6. I gave one to a friend. Just kidding. So I got Latte Confession, which this is a really nice muted kind of rosy color. Then I got Love Good, which I wore the other day. Online, like on Instagram, the swatches are definitely more of like a pinky mauve, but on me it looks a little bit more purpley. There's a picture of me on Instagram wearing it, and it looks so purple on me for whatever reason. Then I also got Poison Apple, which is just like a true kind of red. With the lighting in here, I'm sure you can't really see right now. I'm sorry. Then I got Nymphadora, which is very kind of like a beigey pink. And then I got Charmed, which is like a nude color with a little bit of a pink undertone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little video on how to apply these and how to remove them, because they are super waterproof, and they do give you a little sample of the remover that actually has like shea butter and all this good stuff in it. However, it doesn't remove it perfectly, but I found another way to remove it, so I will do a video on all that for you guys so you can see. Something that I've been hearing a lot about and people rave about is the LA Girl lip paints, the glazed ones. Super intense color with an extra glossy finish. I got 3 for $12. They were $4 each at a booth that I was a little scared to even approach. but everyone else was, so. So I got blushing, which reminds me of Too Faced Melted Melted Fig, which is, I've been kind of lusting after that at work, but I don't want to pay the $21. So this kind of reminds me of that. I also got Tease, which is just a very bright pink, something I would never actually wear, but I'm trying to bring color to this channel because I just feel like that's what I'm lacking. And then I also got something called Daring, which is a darker version of the blushing color. I haven't swatched them yet or anything like that, but let's see. They smell like mint, which is something I don't like. But they are super duper pigmented. That's just like a pass and a half on my hand. So that's about it for my IMATS video. I'm gonna, you probably already have seen it, I'm gonna cut some of the vlogging that I did. I didn't end up doing as much of a vlog as I wanted to, just because we ended up being like, there wasn't a lot of waiting. Like, we waited for about 2 hours online. Like, and that, I was expecting to wait a lot longer than that. And we ended up being like the first people there. There was like a couple of people in front of us. Like, we got there at like a little before 1 o'clock, and that's because I had to drive down because I wanted to take my mom with me, and I didn't want to take the train because I figured anybody that we were going with was just going to just purchase tons of stuff, and I couldn't see us walking from Pier 94 all the way to Grand Central Station. That's a million blocks. So I just decided we were gonna take a car, and I thoroughly recommend anybody do that. Like, that, it's just the best way to do it, and there's tons of parking up and down those blocks, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. Also, don't forget to subscribe because I put up new videos at least once a week if things are going good for me that week. You know how that goes. Also, you can follow me on all my social media. All the links are down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and Tumblr, and lots of other things. I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Love you.
Like, hit it out for me. Are you YouTubing?